Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Hump Day. Honestly, I don't know why the fuck I just said that. I think it's so goddamn dumb. Hump Day. Hump Day. Why? Because it's the middle, because we're going to get through the hump of the week. Fuck that. Oh, it's so stupid. Oh, man. I don't. I think putting names on or kind of separating out the week like that just makes it worse. Or obviously Monday sucks. It's the weekend, all that kind of stuff. But talking about, oh my God, we're halfway through. It just puts the fucking pressure on it. I don't know. It's not something I've ever really done. So I thought it was funny in my head to see Hump Day and then kind of bitch about it. So sorry. So I put a bunch of surveys out there on Facebook and Instagram on my stories, and my God, um, I was not surprised, or sorry, I was very surprised at the amount of people that have voted um, on both Facebook and Instagram. Wow, I so surprised. I mean, I've put little surveys out there before, but maybe not nearly as. Uh, there's no point to this. I was just curious about some of this stuff. And so I'm literally sitting here watching, and there are hundreds of people that are viewing and voting on these polls, these surveys. So just absolutely crazy. So I'm not going to go into the details about them at this point. I want more people to get out there, and I'll actually talk about. I'll go through all of them tomorrow. Uh, but I want more people to get out there and vote and kind of give your opinion on it. And I'll read everything tomorrow. Something I'm sorry, I had my email in the background here, so I had to turn that off so it doesn't make a bunch of noise. But I will say, uh, number one, people on Instagram are way more active. There are way more people active on Instagram as far as interaction, voting, things like that. I guess a lot of people use Facebook in a different way and don't necessarily go through the stories as much. Maybe don't necessarily aren't as interactive. But what I find funny is that between the two of them, that there's almost the exact same amount of views for each one of the polls. Every single one of them has almost the same amount of views, several hundred per on each little slide. There's several hundred views for each one, but there's way more people active on Instagram as far as voting versus and on Facebook, which I find kind of weird because on Instagram I have like 16,000 plus followers and on Facebook's like 3,800. So you would think that Instagram would just be through the roof. Uh, but as far as people actually looking at stuff, they're almost equal. But interaction, Instagram's way higher. So I did find that kind of funny. Uh, what I will say is a couple things that not too terribly surprised about that I think most people wouldn't be is that it looks like overwhelmingly people prefer dogs to cats. Obviously, I have two dogs and two little Frenchies, and I love dogs, but I love all animals. I like cats as well. I grew up with cats. I've had cats. Cats don't bother me at all. But very surprisingly, it's like 10 to 1 people like dogs to cats. I did find that very surprising. I thought it'd be a little bit closer on something like that. Again, the questionnaire is based on the similarity between you and a potential partner, whether it be your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. What would you prefer? And of course, there's questions up there like having the same religion, and because I will say that's these I will give these perspectives that they're I'm not asking these questions for me, but obviously these questions are things that I've dealt with in my past. For example, I'm Jewish, and not a lot of Jews in South Texas, let alone really the world in comparison. So that has, and I am who I am. I'm not changing that. I don't have a problem with anybody else's religion. I'm a spiritual man. I'm not really a religious person. I do believe in God, but being Jewish is for like obviously the vast majority of people here in the United States are Christian, and that's a stark contrast. Being somebody that's Jewish, but you look like me, I'm tattooed and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of assumptions, and that's always been something that's been there. So I asked that question: do you care about the person you're with being of the same religion as you? Um, the other thing that I will say that I'm this one I'm actually not surprised about at all is I asked about your preference to your partner's sexual experience. Are they experienced in the bedroom, or is it kind of like waiting for marriage, kind of like experience with the individual? And not surprising, the overwhelming majority of people would prefer to be with somebody who has experience in the bedroom. And I think in the world we live in today, that I think that's a reasonable thing. Sexuality is not really slowing down. It's probably just it's ramping up and getting more and more out there. So I wouldn't be surprised that people find that there should be more compatibility there. I mean, people are making choices younger and younger. I mean, look, I lost my virginity at 12. Um, Sorry about the noise. Had a badass storm come through out here, and my yard was being mowed, and um, the guys just started the weed eater back up and everything outside. They were huddled up in the entry to my house because it was raining so hard. They stopped and just stood at the front door for a while. But going back to what I was saying is I lost my virginity at 12 years old to an older woman. No, it wasn't rape or anything like that. That's certainly not what I'll be talking about on the 16th. But um, that's just that it's happening in our world, in the world we live in. And I think that people are experiencing things younger and younger in life, and that it makes more sense to be with somebody who's compatible with you on that level. So that's definitely not something I'm surprised about. Sexual experience, I think, is important. Sexual compatibility, I think, is important in a relationship. I think that um, and maybe that's what's wrong with us. I don't know. But I think it was important in our parents' generation. I don't think maybe it was as important in, say, the 50s and 60s amongst teenagers and things like that, like our grandparents. But I certainly think that in my parents' generation, I mean, they were born in the late 50s. They were teens in the early 60s, or sorry, late 60s, early 70s. I mean, I was born in 82 and my parents were 26. So, you know, I think it was probably important for that generation as well. And I think it's getting more and more important as things go on. Of course, divorce rates go through the roof and all this other stuff. I think people want to find more and more reasons why they should be together or stay together, uh, and not just the crazy reasons, I guess. Unless you think that is a crazy reason, I don't know. So. So anyway, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll let the polls go for a full 24 hours, and then I'll take a look at it. I know I'm going to catch shit for talking about. I'm actually friends. I'm actually friends with the person still to this day on Facebook. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure she's ever watched any of my videos. I don't see her name pop up very often. I don't think she's very active. But yeah, yeah, I'll say that the person I did lose my virginity to is still on my Facebook page. I say an older woman. She was just a couple years older than me. She was in her mid-teens versus me being 12. But a lot to explain. There's a lot to unpackage there. Maybe I'll go down that road another day. Probably when I have there's a lot there. To really, I could just and all I have to say is this: is the people I grew up with, speed skaters, people from inline speed skating, ice speed skating. I think you guys can all understand, and I think everybody can kind of relate that when you were at a certain level, as far as talent went and medal accomplishment and world team, things like that, that it was. I mean, there's no other way to say it other than being crude than to say that it was just like it was being thrown at you. Like sex was just being tossed at you. Um, it was a weird thing. I mean, we'd go overseas and that's the way it was. It was, oh my God. I mean, I could tell some stories about being in, God, we were in Argentina and the guys, we went to like an outdoor market and, just four Americans. I mean, at the time, I guess the Backstreet Boys were big, and so we got mobbed because of that. They saw Americans and they saw bodyguards around us, and so they assumed, oh, the Backstreet Boys or something like shit like that. Of course, we all had dyed blonde hair, and I had big, huge earrings in my ears, and so I mean, yeah, we look like assholes. So no wonder, right? But it was crazy because it was just like being like the way I guess movie stars and musicians are today, where they walk out and just women are just throwing themselves at them, and that's the way it was back then. Um, is what it is. I don't know what to say about it. That's why I do openly acknowledge I was very ill behaved when I was probably from the ages about 16 to about 24. Um, yeah. Like I said, I think when I get Fred on here, maybe I don't know if his wife will let him talk about some of the stories, but some of the traveling stuff, things that we did, I think he'll be a good perspective on some of that and kind of acknowledge it. It's just a weird life. So anyway, I didn't mean to go down that road, but so I don't know about you guys. But I went to the dentist today. I had my, it's like 6 month cleaning, all that other nonsense. And I have to say, other than probably going to the proctologist, the butt doctor, which every man should be doing. Just as, I had a colonoscopy, I think, 10 years ago. No, God, longer than that, 15 years ago. I was suffering from severe kidney stones, and we had no idea what was going on. The doctors, and I was healthy and I was young, and so the doctors, they just didn't think to check my kidneys, so they decided to check my asshole first. They thought the asshole was the first place they should start. Oh. so I from the when I was 18, when I was 21, I actually spent my birthdays in the hospital because I had severe stomach pains, and the doctors literally at that time, they did some x-rays of my abdomen, and they of course they came out and they made fun of me, and my mom laughed, said they said I was full of shit. Well, yeah, I'm 39, everybody knows that at this point. Well, whatever. But they never, for some reason, they just never checked my kidneys, and I had been having kidney issues, not like issues, but it was just all these pains, and so my doctor had me go to the proctologist instead, and I gotta fucking tell you, man, one of the most unpleasant experiences ever. Number one, for a guy, I mean, it's kind of like a vulnerable thing. I don't know, guys, it's not something guys deal with a lot in our lives. And I'll say this as gently as possible. I think women are more adapt to it because you guys deal with it at a much younger age. You start dealing with those kinds of things at a much younger age. And let's be honest, I mean, your period and having to deal with, tampons and things like that. You guys are just more in tune with your bodies and have dealing with the doctors on that part. And so a guy going in and having like I'll tell you, I mean, I had to lay on the table. The doctor's like, it's like it was no so nonchalant. He's like, hey, lay on the table, put your knees up. And I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm already going to be in the position for fucking crying. He's like, yeah, put your knees like you're in a fetal position. I'm like, perfect, perfect. All I need are the tears now because I'm already in the fucking crying position. Um, so like yeah, and then it's just like he's just like that. I mean, it's a motherfucker. He literally just. Thank God. I think he was only able to get one in there, so thank God. Um, but man, it's the most uncomfortable thing. But anyway, he was like, "Yeah, I think we need to do a colonoscopy," and that in itself was a whole other fucking process. And I know, I'm getting way off topic here because I was talking about going to the dentist. Hey, in one out the other, but literally, I'm gonna make a point here, I guess, at some point. So he says I need to go have a colonoscopy. Hey, look, I guess that's their version of getting extra money out of the insurance companies. So anyway, I go to do this process. First off, if you've ever had to do something like this, then you have to clean yourself out. And so they I forget what it's called. I actually saw a guy do a video of this the other day, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Anyway, you drink this little shot of thing, and it's supposed to taste like lemon, but it tastes like complete asshole. It's horribly ridiculous. But within minutes, you take that one little thing, but within minutes, you're going to be literally shitting out everything. You're gonna be losing the bubble gum you swallowed when you were 8 years old. I mean, this stuff is coming out of you, and it's not coming out in like solid. This motherfucker's coming out in a river, and you have to drink water or you start shriveling up into nothing. But the moment you drink water, that shit comes right the fuck out of you too. So you're stuck on a toilet for hours on end. You can't eat anything because it immediately liquefies and comes right out of you. And then you just get disgusted by what you just fucking ate and you never want to eat that again. This went on for like 8 or 9 hours. You got to do this stuff the day before this colonoscopy. And it's fucking horrible. I mean, to this day, I can remember that. Remember exactly what I was doing, where I was, and it was it was a horrible, horrible fucking thing. It was just a river of fucking shit coming out, and you are clean. I'm telling you, after about 3 hours of this, and you don't stop for like 8 hours. It's not, oh, hey, you're drinking water, so it's supposed to keep flushing it out, flushing it out. And the next thing you know, you're just, instead of peeing, clear liquid, you're shitting clear liquid. It's coming. Oh my God. But it's coming out of you. It's coming out of you completely clear. Like I said, you're not even having to pee anymore. You're just literally shitting water, and it's clear. And it doesn't stop. That happens like after 4 hours, 3, 4 hours. But you don't stop doing this for like 8 hours, and you have to keep drinking water, or you'll fucking dehydrate, shrivel up, and you'll feel sick. So you got to keep drinking fucking water, and you just keep shitting until eventually the whatever I forget what this shit is. It's lemon something. You can get it at a grocery store. You can get it at Walgreens or CVS, whatever. And it's fucking horrible. So anyway, I go in for the colonoscopy the next day, and they give you this. I go. Way back and everything, and I'm talking to the doctor, and they hook me up to an IV, and they're going to give me Propofol, which I'm not sure if I pronounce it right. I think Propofol. Um, that's the shit that Michael Jackson was taking to fucking knock himself out every single day. Um, so that was a whole weird, like, I didn't have that in my mind. That'd be kind of fucking weird. You think about Michael Jackson while you're being knocked unconscious. I don't know. That'd be kind of fucking weird. No, I didn't think about that. What I was thinking, like I was talking to the doctor, and I remember vividly, like the protocol, like I remember it hitting me, and then I remember like just waking up. It's like nothing was there. Thank God wasn't sore. My ass was not sore. Thank God. But my stomach was fucking hurting, like something horrible. Like I was just aching in pain from my stomach. And I asked the doctor, I said, "What the fuck did you do to me, man?" I said, "How big was the camera you put up my ass?" Because, man, I said, "Why the fuck does my stomach hurt?" and, and he actually showed me the camera. The thing is smaller than a pencil, so it's like that shouldn't have been the issue. But what he told me was apparently there, along with it, there is a tube that's blowing air up inside of you, and that's, I guess what that does is, you're going through your bowels and things like that, and things are wet. I don't know how to moist. How about you guys like that word moist? I know there's probably a couple people doing right now, but I just imagine in my mind anybody who got to this point who's still with me and they're listening that they just oh my God, sorry. That's all right. So anyway, I guess what it was is to dry up the inside so they can see if there's anything wrong. And of course, he found absolutely nothing. He found nothing. So I got a free roto-rootering um, for absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing resulted in that. But the point I was trying to make is like I hate going to the dentist because every time I go to the dentist, they want to find something else they need to do. Like my teeth are pretty good. Yeah, I've had a couple cavities. I've had 2 or 3 fillings in almost 40 years. I think I'm doing pretty fucking good. But I go in and I brush my teeth regularly. I never have a problem. Only thing I do is I drink coffee. I drink nothing else that's dark liquid. So I drink coffee in the morning. Yes, I drink it black. It's like rocket fuel. But like my teeth are good. I mean, we're gonna do. I think when I try to do that, I always think of myself as like Martin, Wanda. What's Shanae from the Martin Lawrence show? That's I, I did that today. I was the doctor or the technician when she was cleaning my teeth. She asked me to open up a little bit, and I went to and I did that, and it was like I realized what I was doing. I was just trying to show her my teeth instead of opening wide. So anyway, you go there, and every time you go there, they're trying to upsell you on something. They want to sell you on something else, and you're like, "What the fuck, man? I just came for a cleaning. I came for a cleaning, and immediately the proctologist comes to mind because I literally just came here to talk to you about my fucking stomach pains, and you want to stick a finger in my butthole. This is not what I signed up for, man. I didn't come here. I didn't come here to spend a couple extra $100. And that was the other thing too. Obviously the COVID bullshit world we live in now. Like when I get there, before I walk in, I actually have to call on the phone, say, "Hey, I'm outside. I got to put a mask on. Come inside." Before I even get my teeth cleaned, I walk in there and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be $200 today." Like they charge me before I even get any service. So they already get the $200 out of the way just in case they're going to fucking upsell me on something else. And when I was done, I literally I rinsed my mouth and I walked the fuck out because they tried waving me down. They wanted to like try to schedule me to have come do 2-year X-rays and some other bullshit. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm like, I pay for my own shit. I'm not on a freebie plan here. I'm not on the government tit. Like I got to pay for my own stuff. I don't have another company paying for me. I got to pay. No, I'm cool. I'm good. You guys got my $200 for today. I'm out. And so anyway, I had that whole thought, and it's kind of fucked up that when I was at the dentist, I also thought about the proctologist. So yeah, that is what it is. But I got to watch a great show today. I thought it was kind of neat. There's a show on TV, on the TV that was called, what was it? It's on like the HGTV network or something like that. What's that show? There's the Property Brothers, and they're doing some. Oh, they're making up. Oh, it's like a play on the name of another show. Oh fuck, I forgot. They're like not renovating, but they're modernizing certain houses. just no, I don't know. Fuck it. That was probably the worst explanation I'd ever given in my life of any goddamn thing. But anyway, I the purpose I was talking about with the proctologist, or even so I'll explain this, was the kidney stones. We don't know what it was from, and they really didn't go away until I was like 30 years old. But I would constantly have, and I remember being like 16, 17 years old, actually being in the gym and having to call my mom because I couldn't drive home. I couldn't make it home. And yes, I called mommy. Fuck y'all. Um, but so I call my mom to come get me, and because I'm just doubled over in pain. Actually, the manager of the gym, of that particular gym, from God 1998, still friends with him today. He owns a roofing company. Friends with him here on Facebook. Good guy, really good guy. His name's Jason Smith. Him and his wife own a company. I think she started it. But they're married, so in the state of Texas, it is common property, I believe. So, um, anyway, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, they own a company called Spartan Roofing. We're a good roofing company. Got a lot of, I think, like they got like 500 5-star reviews on Google, so that's awesome. Good for them. Great people. Anyway, Jason was the manager of the gym. That's how I met him back in 1998, 1998, 1999. Anyway, I just remember being in pain and doubled over, and they couldn't figure out why. And turns out, long down the road, actually, my 21st birthday, I went in and I spent my 21st birthday in the hospital. Actually, the day of my 21st birthday, I had kidney stones, and I had to, pee into a fucking jug with a what's like a filter on top of it. It looked like a cup, that you pull from the water machine or from the water fountain, like a cone. And there's a filter. It's like filtered anyway. You got to piss into this thing, and you got to try to catch whatever. Um, Turns out I had somewhere in the neighborhood of like 300 kidney stones, and they were small. Most of them were about the size of like a grain of sand, maybe smaller. I actually got rid of my last kidney stone. The last one I actually passed was in, God, it was February of 2017. I passed a kidney stone, and this motherfucker was big. It's the biggest one I'd ever passed. This son of a bitch was huge. And I know it's gonna be gross, but I was literally pissing blood for like 2 days, and I couldn't, it was like it fucking hurt. And finally, this motherfucker came out when I was peeing, and it rattled around the urinal. Ting 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 ting. Yeah, I kept that motherfucker. I had that for a while. That was a big son. You guys know what a pellet, like not a BB from like a BB gun, but then you got a pellet, the one that looks like a miniature bullet. This motherfucker was bigger than a pellet. I don't know, pretty big, something like that. About a quarter of an inch. This motherfucker came out, and it hurt. It hurt bad. So anyway, that was actually that was the last one. Was like when I was like I said when I was 30. That was the last one I passed, and ever since then I've not had any problems. I changed my diet on everything. I stopped drinking all carbonated drinks. I think January 1 it was 2007. 2007 when I stopped drinking all carbonated drinks. January 1, 2007 is when I stopped drinking all carbonated drinks. So what is that? 17 plus carry the 6. No, I got math. I got math skill. What, 14 years, something like that? Yeah. So it's been 14 years. As of January 1, it was. So this coming January will be 15 years since I've had a carbonated drink, like a Coke, a Sprite, Dr. Pepper. Never was a Dr. Pepper drinker. I was always Coke, but that was the problem. I would literally drink a 6-pack of Coke at every meal, at lunch and dinner. When I was 22, I would literally I was working down in Florida, and I would go down to the corner store, and I'd get a massive like fountain drink and fill it with Pepsi. Um, I think Pepsi was better than Coke. I don't know. Fight me. Can't beat me up. What up? I'll give some shit. Pepsi's better. Yeah, I won that challenge all the fucking time. I don't know if you guys remember it. Anybody here from Houston? And they probably did it other place around the country. A place we had called Splash Town, and they would do the Pepsi challenge, Coke challenge, whatever. And you walk over, and they'd give you like a little blindfold or little cups with a little one's got Pepsi, one's got Coke in it. And you got to drink one. You got to tell them which one's which, and if you got it right, you got like a, I don't know, you got like a free T-shirt or some shit like that. Um, I always got it right because I thought Pepsi was better. My dad loved Pepsi. He liked Pepsi over Coke. So weird thing though, I go into my dad's fridge in his office. So I go to I haven't changed anything about my dad's office at our corporate offices. I don't even sit at the desk. I still haven't to this day sat at that desk. I'll say my niece, she sat there the other day looking for a file, and I just kind of froze because no one sat there. I haven't sat there. I have no reason to sit there at the desk. There's a big conference room table in his office, and so I always sit at the end of the conference room table because I just have people come. If I'm there, it's literally just to do paperwork and have people come meet with me. So people are coming in, and they're just coming and sit down at the conference room table, or we sit down at the couches and talk, whatever. But like I kind of froze when my niece sat there. And Becca, I'm not saying it's not upset or anything like that, but I just kind of froze because I hadn't sat there and no one else has sat there, and so it was just kind of like it was just kind of weird to see somebody sitting at my dad's desk. But anyway, my dad's office is like a big private suite. So there's he's I mean like I said it's huge. His office alone, his own office is like 1,200 square feet, bigger than most apartments. It's got its place for a private secretary up front. It's got his own bathroom, and then there's like a little kitchenette. So in the fridge, point with all this was my father as he got older, he loved Coke from Mexico, not the white powdery shit, you fuckheads. The the Coca-Cola. He loved the stuff in the glass bottles. And so there was only one place you could get it from where we were growing up, where I grew up up in Pinehurst, was a place called Mr. G's. Mr. G's Bread and Butter I think it was Hardin Store Road and 249. Anyway, place is still fucking there. Still run down and shithole as ever, but it was the only little convenience store you could buy flats or any of these Coke products at all. So his fridge now is completely full and no one's touched it. I drink the water out of there. There's bottled water in the fridge, but all the Coke is still there, and that's all his. No one else, no one touched it. But anyway, it was just kind of weird thinking about that the fridge is completely full of Coke. So actually today's the 11th, so the 19th of this month will be 6 months. So I'll be doing a show on the 19th talking a lot about my dad. Just telling stories about him. 6-month anniversary of his passing. But anyway. There was some interesting things that happened last night, yesterday. I won't go. I'm not gonna go into the details on the personal side. The person asked me not to at this point, but I will talk about my fucking massage yesterday. Jess beat my ass, which is awesome. But I warned her. That she needed to exercise her hands, get her ready, because oh my God, we spent an hour and 10 minutes just literally working on pretty much everything between my lower back and my knees. And she used that the not hypervolt, but the Theragun. And she has to use it on the highest setting with me just to get through the muscle, and every fucking thing was knotted up. And she did this thing where she had me on my side. It was the most painful thing, but also kind of, I couldn't say anything to her at the time. I was like, well, this is kind of nice. So she had me on my side. So I'm laying on, like, say, my right side, right? And my legs and what I would do was I'd take my, say, left leg and I'd pull it forward, all the way forward, so my right leg is flat. And what she was going to do is use the gun on the insides of my legs. And first off, like, they're sore. They're extremely sore, like, to the touch right now. They hurt literally to the touch. They're tender because of having this gun run down them and everything. And the moment she put them on there was bad. But she told me, laying there, she's like, hey, be prepared. It's going to be getting close to the family jewels. So she's like, make sure they're all in place when you get on your side. So of course I stand up, make all necessary adjustments, and I get down and I pull my leg forward, and right at the very end, as she starts kind of in the middle and works her way down towards my knee and then kind of comes back. Yeah, that thing touched the bottom of my nuts a couple of times. It felt fantastic. It's oh my god. So that was the takeaway from that massage. I'm going to get another one, but I'm gonna ask just for that. I'm just gonna ask, can you work on the insides of my thighs and get in and get in there with that gun again? Oh my god. But anyway, yeah. So she worked on me for like an hour and 10 minutes, and a lot of it, a vast majority of it, was on my hips, my hip flexors on the front, and my glutes, and up to my lower back a little bit. But that's where my problem is. My problem is in my hips, and it's really what's really funny is I feel the pain in my right one, but my left side is the side that actually is in worse condition. I feel it over here, but that's because my left side is and it's sore, it's hurting, but my left side is compensating super heavy for the right side. So that's probably been like that for years. It's probably been like that for a long, long time, which is why my left side is so much stronger. I can feel it when I'm doing squats, when I'm doing leg press. I have to consciously pay attention to make sure I'm leaning, or not leaning, but feeling the pressure on my right side so that I get it done right. So um, I just need, maybe I need to do some isolation work. I don't know, but anyway, she got mad at me because I ate Chick-fil-A yesterday afternoon. She's a good friend. She's a trainer. Um, I've done some sessions with her and stuff like that, but I generally train on my own. But she got mad at me because I had Chick-fil-A, and what she doesn't know, I had Whataburger last night. I had that double. I had that double double. You know what I'm talking about? That thing was fucking good. And then I had Firehouse today. Whatever. Here's what it is. It's lemonade, by the way, guys. All natural lemonade. That's what I drink. If you guys see that, I will say the Monster is the only thing. You guys, I try not to drink them all the time. I did drink quite a few of them, but the Monster is the only thing that I'll drink. If I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking lemonade. I have no lemonade in the house because I'll drink that shit all the fucking time. Forces me to drink water. I do drink the coffee. I drink coffee in the morning, fill up my large Yeti with it, and I'll drink that. And I just kind of sip on it. I don't drink it like fast because I drink it solid black. And if, quite honestly, if I drink it fast, number one, I drink it scalding hot. Number two, hello, number two. Yeah, exactly. That's what it would be. I drink it fast, I'm gonna shit everywhere. Um, so anyway, guys, I gotta go. Let's see what fucking time it is. It's 4:30. Fuck. I gotta go. I gotta go to the gym. I'm gonna work out today. I didn't get to work out yesterday. I'm gonna work out today. I think I'm gonna work my titties. I don't know. Yeah, I think today I'm gonna do my chest. Today will be chest day. I don't know what kind of leg day I'll do with it though. Maybe I'll give my legs a rest. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do chest today. So I don't know. Anyway, hey guys, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I didn't say that shit the whole fucking time, so now fuck it, I'm gonna say it now. And hey, go onto my Facebook, Instagram page. If we're not friends on Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page, jason.husk, at jason.husk on Instagram, and you guys can vote. If you guys are watching this video, we're not friends on Facebook or Instagram, you're not following me on Instagram, you can still go into the story. My story on Instagram is public, and you can vote on those polls. I think there was 10 questions that I put up there this morning. It was just something kind of fun. It was something that came to my mind this morning. I figured I'd get it up there. But I'm going to let them run for 24 hours. And what I'll do is tomorrow I will get all the results off of there. I'm not going to post them on there. I'll get on here and I'll read the results and kind of talk about them and kind of the takeoffs on it. Because some of it's kind of funny to me right now, seeing it. And I will say, I mean, obviously, you guys know you can you can look at who's viewing your stories. So there's a couple fucking jokesters that I know their answer to some of the stuff is intentionally funny. So I've seen it. I know who you are. I'm watching you. No, I kind of expected some of these answers, some of these questions would be answered that way. They're not all meant to be super serious. Um, but these are kinds of things that kind of say a lot about your personality, the way you vote on stuff like this. So, kind of funny. So I'm not going to name names tomorrow. Um, maybe, except for the funny ones. Some of the funny ones because I know you guys did it intentionally to be funny. Um, and I know you wouldn't mind me mentioning your name because it's not going to be anything bad. But anyway, guys, at jason.husk on Instagram. But do go vote on them. If you guys did like the show today, give me a like, give me a subscribe, tell me I sucked. I don't have any pictures of my colonoscopy. I'm sorry. I'm definitely not going to tell you guys who it was I lost my virginity to. Again, I'm not sure if she watches any of this stuff or not. I don't see her very active on social media, but it's kind of funny. Um, so there. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I gotta go and work on my chest. Get my titties all swollen. Talk about. All right, everybody. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.